Okay, the first question we want to ask is what are the assist programs that we have now for the youth where they can get money or jobs?
My name is Fikirini Jacobs. I'm PS Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, comrade par excellence, if you care. I am privileged to be in Mount Kenya University today. It's a great institution nurturing many, many young comrades today. And to answer your question, I will wish to say general the programs, not really caring whether they are easy or hard, but of course they target the young people. I think there are very many programs across government today that are supporting young people's growth professionally, but also resource-wise. In the State Department for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, for example, we are coordinating and implementing together with other partners, being the State Department for MSME and Labor, the National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement Program, alias NYOTA. This is a youth empowerment targeting 820,000 young people across the entire country. This is a national tally which is equally and equitably distributed across all the 1450 wards of Kenya. And the simplicity of this program, or the uniqueness of the program, is the mere fact that a young person, whether they have airtime or not, they can pick their phone and apply through the *254 hash. I know we already started the rollout. We are in fact, on the 27th, God willing, we'll do the disbursement of the second tranche of those who benefited with the business support grant. We are also now having over 10,000 young people attached to different master craftsmen doing the 6 months training, which is called the on-the-job training. I was in Migori last week visiting some of these young guys who are being trained, and they're doing very well. So in that component, we are targeting young people who do not have skills at all. You know, they're going to be trained, and a lot more will happen there. So enough about the NYOTA program. We also have the labor mobility program, you know, supporting young people who wants to transition into, you know, the outside world to see how they can push their dreams. You know, I mentioned something in here. I don't know if you guys were keen to capture it. But 5 out of the 6 continents on Earth are battling an aging crisis. There are countries that cannot get a child in the house to say, give me that cup there, you see? That's why these guys are large with innovation, robotics, and a lot more. Why? Because they don't have the young people who are the resource, you see? So there are many young people in Kenya who are very resourceful and energetic, and they have tapped into that, you know, opportunity with demographic drift, and they have gone out of the country to do that. So there is a whole lot of a flagship project by the government, and we enable the project by sponsoring the young people who are going there. In fact, tomorrow I'll be in the Senate to do a presentation of how far we are doing, you know, as youth affairs, but through the Youth Enterprise Development Fund in enabling the visibility and the effectiveness of that project. We also recently, like you saw, recruited through the Public Service Commission 5,550 young people to be attached as interns in the affordable housing infrastructure sector, you see, who are doing a lot. These ones were formally recruited, but of course, the number of young people informally in our construction sites cannot be gainsaid. Of course, there are very, very many people who go there every day, you know, doing a lot of stuff. You know, there are also programs across, you know, a government, like youth in agribusiness, you know, in the State Department for Agriculture, you know, a lot more happening in the education system also, because all these numbers of young people who have been engaged as teachers, a majority of them are youths. I was with the CEO of the TSC this morning at 8 in her office, and a majority of the statistic paints a picture of young people. I know, but before I say the next thing, I want to say this. Also, in terms of skilling, I think this is a program which I really want to encourage young people in this country to embrace skilling. You see, listen to me. For many years, for over 50 years now, our education system was 844. I'm a product of 844. You and all our colleagues are a product of 844. But institutions, for example, like the Kenya Polytechnic, the present-day Technical University of Kenya, Mombasa Polytechnic, the present-day Technical University of Mombasa, were institutions that were founded with the sole purpose, and even JKUAT were institutions that were founded with the sole purpose of empowering people in the technical world, in the technical space. But I think with the time, we began, being general, being managerial. And as a result today, other than the interventions that have been happening, for far too long, the graph was very regular. We had many young people in the universities than in the technical institutions like the TVETs. But today, for the first time, we have a bigger number of student population in TVETs than in the university. People may think that is bad. No, that is not bad. Why? It is the technical skilling which can create the demand that can absorb these young guys who are qualifying in the university. And that is how any serious country, the first worlds, have been doing. The graph should always be many people at the base, the technical work, you see. And we are talking about industrialization, but where are those skills that when Kenya goes fully into industrialized country, we can have the potential of those young people, coming in. So what I'm saying in this is, young people have a chance now. Even those who have gone to university and graduated, even those who have not gone to university at all, they have a chance also to embrace TVET. The biggest reform that has happened in the TVET education is the introduction of modularization. What modularization does is, instead of waiting until Mount Kenya University conducts a graduation of maybe 3,000 young people at the same time, going to face, the job market, scarce opportunities at the same time, what modularization in TVET has done is, instead of waiting for these 3 years for you to graduate with a diploma, you can go there today and study one unit and get a certificate for that unit, go out, attach yourself. After some time, you have maybe some fees to come and do the second unit, and you do that way. What it does is, it creates some bit of irregularness in the manner in which students graduate and go, to the field at the same time, beginning to compete, and, so that we make we make a continuation of what Charles Darwin saw as a survival for the fittest, you see. So to reduce that, I think those are some of the reforms. So this, I think, in general, are some of the opportunities that young people in Kenya, through the State Department of Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, but across the government, in the whole of government approach,